The United States is a country where foreign cultures have meshed and hybridized throughout time. Cultural hybridization is a process by which cultures around the world adopt a certain degree of homogeneous global culture while clinging to aspects of their own traditional culture. People from countries all over the world that have immigrated to the United States have brought with them their cultures and art. With the passage of time, these cultures have meshed with others, creating new sets of cultures that have been proven to be foundational inspiration for the artworks in today's America. This video will illustrate how countries from around the world and within the country itself have had an impact in the American art for the past 100 years. Among some of the cultures discussed here are the African American culture, the Hispanic culture, the South Korean culture, the Native American culture, and some other cultures. The different types of art covered in this video are dance, visual art, music, and film. The images and films that were presented in these past 3 slides show distinctive aspects of cultural hybridization.
He was out of town, and his 2 friends were so fine.
Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para dar la alegría y cosa buena. Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena.
The Twilight Zone premiered in October 1959. It was a US-created TV series that ran for 5 years. The series centered around normal people winding up in extraordinary circumstances, often yielding an unsettling feeling for viewers. This TV series was very popular when it came out, and remains popular to this day, often including references or parodies in other movies and TV shows. The movie Okja was released in June 2017 on Netflix. Okja was directed by a South Korean filmmaker, but only about half the movie was spoken in Korean. Due to the plot, the other half was spoken in English. The film was clearly created to cater to multiple countries' audiences because of the use of multiple languages and because of the cast. The film's main character was a Korean actress named So Hyun-an, and mainly follows her character's story, but the film also has multiple well-known American actors and actresses, such as Tilda Swinton and Giancarlo Esposito, so as to establish a good rapport with American viewers. Okja is a good example of globalization because while it, in particular, is not mainstream, it is but one of a whole category of foreign films on Netflix that have been growing in popularity. The mere fact that Netflix paid to create this movie shows that they're trying to look at a more global audience and they're willing to invest in it. I believe that with time, we will be seeing many more movies with a similar type of approach as Okja becoming popular in America.
Back when technology was not as advanced, Elvis Presley was one of the most famous musicians out there in the nation. You couldn't hear his songs with your phone or computer. The only way you could listen to him was only if you had a cassette of his songs or albums, or when he came on the radio. Now, people weren't able to do covers of the songs or try to change it because technology was not as advanced. But now in our lifetime, things like that are now possible. An example of how technology has made such a big impact in music is the song Despacito. Despacito back then, before it became a hit with Justin Bieber, it actually originated from Luis Fonsi, which featured Daddy Yankee. These 2 artists are 2 really known in South America, which almost all of their songs are in Spanish. Now, you can listen to this song on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube. The original song was not as popular in America, but now with the power of technology, Justin Bieber came in contact with this Fonsi to make it more American, with a bit of Spanish into it. The song then became a hit and was played millions of times around the world because of Justin Bieber being in a Mexican song. Some people were disappointed of how people would only listen to their music. The song then became a hit and was played millions of times around the world because of Justin Bieber being in a Mexican song. Some people were disappointed of how people would only listen to their music just because Justin Bieber was in it instead of the original singers. Others thought that this was something great, that people could learn and appreciate Mexican music with a little help of a world-known artist.
Nighthawks was painted by American artist Edward Hopper in 1942. This is arguably one of the most recognized American paintings, as it has been used many times in pop culture, such as in That 70s Show and Family Guy. This painting was very well received by its American audience and was sold within months of its completion to the Art Institution of Chicago on May 13, 1942 for $3,000, which is $45,930 in 2018 money. This painting, seen on the screen now, depicts the fictional diner Phillies and its patrons inside. 3 men dressed in what would be considered common attire for the 1940s, 2 of them looking as if they just got off work, and the third running the diner. The woman is dressed in a very simple red dress that would be considered normal for the time. This painting seems to perfectly capture America at the time. Banksy is, at least assumed to be, an England-based street artist. He specializes in stencil art on the buildings of the cities he visits. Banksy is a special artist as his identity has yet to be discovered. Due to this, his art has traveled the world and through different cultures. Banksy-esque guerrilla art has popped over all over the world, including London, New York, Sydney, and New Orleans. Each of the paintings he, if it is the actual Banksy and not copycats, paints attempts to capture the political and social feel of the setting he is in.
Swing dancing first originated in the 1920s and evolved with a big band and jazz music through to its height of popularity in the 1940s. Swing dancing is an umbrella term for a number of dance styles, including Lindy Hop, Charleston, Balboa, and jazz, which are danced to music with a lilting swing tempo. The dance was born from young people modifying their dance steps to grow with the rapidly changing music scene. This created a partner dance which emphasizes expression, personality, musicality, and lead-follow connection technique needed for the unchoreographed social dancing. Swing dancing was most popular in the 1930s and 1940s, but it still continues today. Swing dancing styles are the foundation of many other dance styles, including disco, country line dancing, and hip-hop. Swing dancing clubs and contests are also still held around the world. Gangnam Style is the 18th K-pop single by the South Korean musician Park Jae-sung. The song was released in July 15, 2012, and surprisingly exploded in popularity here in the United States. Gangnam Style music video was the first YouTube video to reach 1 billion views, achieving widespread coverage in mainstream media. As of April 2018, the video has reached 3.1 billion views. Park Jae-sung talked about how honored he was to be in the United States, and how he hopes to introduce Americans to more K-pop artists in the future. Gangnam Style is a great case of globalization, because I think it's the first time a K-pop single has crossed into mainstream American music in this fashion, and various radio stations are playing a song that is almost entirely sung in Korean, in which people were attracted to the interesting style of song and music video as well as its dance moves.